Marshall, why can't you be more like your wife? Lily's stamp is gold.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the episodes of How I Met Your Mother that will forever be legendary, and those we'd rather slap out of existence.
Oh. That's one.
Number 5. Timeless. How Your Mother Met Me. Some of the best How I Met Your Mother episodes put a fresh spin on Ted's story of meeting his future wife, like this season 3 episode that adds more background to the gang.
You know who else has a really cute story of how they met? Marshall and Lily. You guys should tell that story right now.
Yeah.
All right, but spoiler alert, it ends with everyone saying, "Oh."
Aww.
Starts with it too.
However, they perfect this tactic in season 9 with an episode that beautifully ties Tracy's story to events we've already seen, this time from her perspective.
When I got to the club, it had already closed. By the next day, some super inconsiderate person had taken my umbrella.
We follow her through love, loss, and more as she and Ted keep narrowly missing one another. In just one episode, the writers make us root for Tracy just as much as we have for the gang all these years. Ted might always go on about destiny and fate, but this episode makes you believe he could be right.
Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose.
Number 5. Forget. Field trip. There's not much to love about this episode. The one saving grace might be Marshall convincing his boss not to give up on Mother Earth.
I'm here to turn down the 24,000.
Well, I can maybe get you 24.5.
Not good enough.
Meanwhile, Ted takes his class on a painfully dull field trip that Barney hijacks because, for a very fickle reason, he suspects Nora is lying about her age. Although watching them use the class to settle their petty disputes is pretty funny.
Is macaroni salad really a salad? Hands up if you say no. Ha! Jacob or Edward? Who says Edward? See, I told you, it's Edward James Olmos.
But Robin's storyline is one we'd rather forget.
A little creepy, bro.
Okay, it's not creepy.
It's creepy. Class, show of hands. Who thinks it's creepy to date your therapist?
Pollster.
Beyond the ethical issues of a therapist dating their client, it's hard to see how they'd move past the awkwardness of that relationship shift. Robin flipping the roles to level the playing field doesn't make it any better.
Sit down.
Okay. Okay, but I must warn you, as a professional, I'm immune.
Tell me about your mother.
Everything she says is a manipulation.
Number 4. Timeless. Swarly. This episode is so wholesome that it never fails to make us smile. Sure, Marshall and Lily are still broken up, but his cheesy interactions with barista Chloe are just too cute. At first, anyway.
Every time I come in here, I do totally crack her up.
Marshall, here's your pumpkin latte.
Wow. How'd you fit a pumpkin into this little cup?
Also, let's not forget the hilarious Swarly running gag that never gets old. Honestly, it's a shame Swarly didn't make more appearances.
I got a call for Swarly? Is there Swarly here?
You weren't interested in my suit at all, were you?
Swarly!
The Crazy Eyes plot point isn't great, but it wraps up sweetly. Chloe might turn out to be a bit intense, but Marshall learns that while the eyes may be the window to the soul, they don't define the heart.
You have crazier eyes than anybody that I've ever met.
Shouldn't even be going back.
I mean, you're out of your mind.
Even if Lily has the craziest eyes ever, they're the ones he wants to look into forever. Number 4. Forget. The Stamp Tramp. So many Barney moments gave us the ick that it's hard to choose just one.
The perfect week. 7 nights, 7 girls, 0 rejection.
However, just as we thought maybe this character was starting to show some growth, they hit us with some of his most offensive moments yet. Episodes like The Prenup, Nannies, and The Stamp Tramp are all kinds of wrong. In the latter, after breaking up with Quinn, Barney gets pursued by other adult entertainment venues, leading to a storyline that objectifies women while Barney rakes in freebies with Robin's help.
You are killing it at this agent thing. I just got a big box at Yankee Stadium from the ladies at the big box. One question, golden oldies.
just sent me a fax machine and a Charo calendar.
Meanwhile, Marshall's faith in people is shattered after he sticks his neck out for a friend. Elsewhere, Ted spirals over whether his stamps of approval ever meant anything.
Somewhere in here, there's going to be proof that I am not a piggyback stamper. I have my own original ideas.
What, didn't you only do the video diaries because of Winona Ryder and Reality Bites?
No. I don't know what you're talking. Shut up.
Number 3. Timeless. Spoiler alert. Any moment the gang gets competitive is always hilarious.
Just forget about it. Who cares? I mean, there's no way to find out who's right anyway. First person there wins.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's also pretty funny when they turn on each other like they do here.
Oh, man. Honestly, dude, that's the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
Well, I really thought you knew. We had ribs the other night. It sounded like Jurassic Park.
Ted dates a chatty Kathy, literally her name is Kathy, who his friends find annoying. This leads to everyone sharing the things that irritate them the most about each other. Once all those little quirks are out there, it doesn't take long for everyone to be at each other's throats.
I literally want to rip your head off!
You mean figuratively?
No, I literally mean literally. Literally, literally, literally. Oh my god, Lily, what are you eating? Gravel?
In a subplot, Marshall loses the password to check if he passed the bar, but his habit of singing everything ends up saving the day.
Apple orchard, banana cat dance, H663. See, we know that one because once you sang that for like 3 hours. What the hell is that?
That's my password.
It's a sweet episode that shows the strength of their friendships while serving up plenty of laughs. Number 3. Forget. The bracket. The whole turning a no into a yes thing with Stella in 10 sessions was more painful than lasering off a butterfly tattoo.
Give me 10 sessions. I'm gonna turn that no into a yes.
Equally brutal is the following episode, where Barney tries to figure out which of the women he slept with is sabotaging his plays.
Come on, lighten up. I mean, any girl who's gonna be with a guy like Barney and do this or that, or this and that, or do this with those in that. I mean, she should have known what she was getting into.
Robin shaming the women Barney lied to is bad enough, but the group turning the search for the saboteur into a game is worse. It essentially turns into a montage that just reminds us how disgusting Barney can be. The fact that it's all played for laughs makes it even more uncomfortable.
Evil twin! Prince of Norway! How can it not be Prince of Norway?
Barney, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm going with evil twin.
Oh,
But I did sleep with that girl twice.
Frustratingly, Barney faces no real consequences, and it definitely doesn't make him change his ways. Number 2. Timeless. Slap bet. The slap bet has to be one of the best running gags in the series, and it's not just because it gave us this song.
You just got slapped across the face, my friend. You just got slapped. Yes, that really just happened.
It also introduced us to Canadian teen pop singing sensation Robin Sparkles. When Robin gets all weird about going to a mall, Ted makes it his mission to find out why. Meanwhile, Marshall and Barney bet on what she might be hiding.
What the hell's a slap bet?
Whoever's right gets to slap the other person in the face as hard as they possibly can, but no rings.
Are you really gonna do that? That's so immature.
You can be slapped by Commissioner.
Oh, I love it. What are my powers?
Eventually, Robin comes clean, introducing her friends to her alter ego. Now Barney, who preemptively slapped Marshall, ends up with a new proposition.
You go with the 10 now.
No way, why get 10 when you can get 5?
Yeah, but the constant fear of knowing that at any moment you could get slapped in the face would drive you crazy.
I'm gonna go with the 5 for eternity.
Good call.
Horrible call.
We have to side with Ted on this one, but we're certainly glad Barney didn't. Also, Let's Go to the Mall is a banger.
Everybody come and play. Throw every last care away. Today.
Number 2. Forget. The Burning Beekeeper. The main problem with this episode is that it's way too chaotic.
Someday you're gonna throw a party, and you might find yourself worrying that something's gonna go wrong. Well, don't. What you should worry about is everything going wrong.
The creators are typically pretty smart with their storytelling devices, but here it felt like they were trying to pack too much into one episode. Set during Marshall and Lily's housewarming party, the episode keeps showing the same time frame from different rooms.
I don't know if I can handle a life that's just one crisis after another.
No, wait, listen to me. I'm gonna give you a little piece of Gouda!
God.
Crisis?
This leads to a bunch of disjointed scenes that all build up to one big moment. We could have forgiven the messy structure if the episode had been funnier. In a Reddit AMA, co-creator Carter Bays admitted that this was the episode he regretted most because the rushed production didn't allow them to do the idea justice.
Guess it's kind of nice you're such a badass.
It's pretty badass. You're so nice, Ted.
Was I supposed to close the basement door?
Before we unveil our top picks, here are a few honorable mentions. Timeless, Bad News, a brilliantly innovative use of a countdown that ultimately shattered our hearts into a million pieces.
Something's happened. Your father, he had a heart attack. He didn't make it.
Forget, The Naked Man. We estimate that 2 out of 3 people would prefer to forget this move ever existed.
2 out of 3 times?
2 out of 3 times. Just have to pick your spot. The Naked Man is best used as a last resort. Kind of a Hail Mary on a first date when you know there's not going to be a second one.
Timeless, The Final Page Part 2. A perfect snapshot moment in Barney and Robin's relationship.
Will you marry me?
In the ocean's deep.
Forget, The Slutty Pumpkin Returns. This episode felt as forced as their relationship.
Saying things felt good that didn't just... I thought saying it was good would make it feel good, but it always felt off.
Number 1, Timeless, The Pineapple Incident. We'd argue that this episode was the moment we knew we were hooked for the long run. While Ted is busy pining for Robin, Barney convinces him to stop overthinking.
It's gonna keep on happening until you power down that bucket of neuroses inebriation style.
So what, you want me to do a shot?
Oh no. I want you to do 5 shots.
With some liquid courage, Ted takes his advice a bit too well. The next morning, he wakes up to find a mysterious woman in his bed and a pineapple on his bedside table. The gang jumps in to help Ted piece together what happened the night before.
Well, that explains the ankle.
And then we brought you home and put you to bed.
Was there anyone else in there with me?
While the woman's identity is eventually revealed, the pineapple mystery takes several seasons and a deleted scene to explain. This episode perfectly captures what made How I Met Your Mother so beloved. A great mix of humor, a clever storyline, and cringe-worthy relatability.
So I came over here. And now I'm really, really embarrassed.
Damn it, Trudy, what about the pineapple?
Sorry.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Forget, Slapsgiving 3, Slappointment in Slap Mara. Let's be honest, we wish we could forget most of the final season. It was mostly filler leading up to one of TV's most divisive finales.
You made us sit down and listen to the story about how you met Mom, yet Mom is hardly in the story. No. This is a story about how you're totally in love with Aunt Robin.
We had to slog through episodes like No Questions Asked and Bedtime Stories, which even a Lin-Manuel Miranda cameo couldn't save.
Well, Canada, damn it, ask any man on the planet and watch it stammer and stamina as they clamor and cram it into the middle of a sentence for a shot at repentance. Pass the problem on to all their non-rhyming descendants.
Still, perhaps the most offensive of all was the Slapsgiving episode. Marshall concocts some story about training to execute the slap of 1,000,000 exploding suns.
You're claiming there's a mountain in China in the exact shape of a hand.
Everyone knows that, right, guys?
Totally. I backpacked there in college.
It's the largest of the Slapalation Mountains.
Intended as a parody of martial arts movies, it instead relied on lazy stereotypes and offensive tropes. This led to an apology from the creators after How I Met Your Racism started trending. The only bright spot was the Boys to Men appearance at the end. Which How I Met Your Mother episode do you think is a rabbit and which is a duck? Let us know in the comments.
Say it. You have to say it.
Duck's good. Rabbits are bad.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.